Guys, welcome to Elizabeth with Willow Tarot. And we're at Big Deck Energy Morning Pulse. And I wanted to start our group read off today with a calendar. This is Year of the Witch. This is by Temperance Alden. And I read her book, which I think was actually, was it there's a wheel in the title. It was a very good book, so I bought her calendar. And it's a page a day, so I haven't done it. But I think it's such a great idea. I wanted to start sharing it, and I'm hopeful that I'll make it more of a behavior in my life if I do it through our room. So let's start with Monday, March 30th of 2026. It's natural to admire someone else's progress or accomplishments, but instead of comparing your path to theirs, see their journey as inspiration. Remind yourself that their path has been shaped by their unique experiences and lessons, just as yours is. Use this as motivation to invest time in your own self-discovery, whether it's through journaling, spending time in nature, or deepening your spiritual practice. Beautiful. I love that. And it seems like to me like, oh, well, yeah, of course. No, it can be deeper than that. Because just like maybe 9 or 10 months ago, I don't know, I'm really bad at time. I had this thought and I was like, why am I trying to like like architect my life? That's not how you say that. Build my life, be the why am I trying to build my life around what other people do and find success in theirs? Because I'm not them, right? Like I find a lot of readers do the same path. And it works for them, and it wasn't working for me. And when I realized I didn't have to follow that same path, I'm a much happier person. But it took years of me doing what other readers are doing before I realized it wasn't for me. It's really not. I mean, there are definitely readers who do what I do, but it's not that I had to look at my friends who were successful in what they do and then copy them. That's not how this works. And it took me years to realize that. So I just love that. And this is again Year of the Witch, Daily Intuitive Magic, the 2026 calendar. I'm gonna be pulling the pages out and probably gluing them into my journal, maybe. I don't know, because there's some really cool ones. It's just it doesn't look like a deck, so I don't go for it. I don't know. All right, let's see. So let's keep going. So I say so a lot. We are going to go to our season of the witch, the Star Oracle. I'm gonna get a little statement. Oh no, I'm not, because this is gonna keep getting closer. And you see right here, it says this is the pagan holiday that we're sitting in. Each of the decks will be seasons of the witch, and then specifically, this is where the pagan holidays sit. So you can get whichever one you what. My camera is like, you can get whichever one you want. There's 8 of them. And if you want to get the one for the holiday you're sitting in and you're watching this video and we're still pretty much current on time, it's Ostara, Ostara. But get whichever one you want. Get one that's 6 months from now, and then look how well you'll know that deck. 1 card a day for 6 months. Woo! I know that deck. Forwards, backwards, sideways, up, downs, all 12 dimensions. All right, let's see what card we get for today. So have these thoughts in my head like while I'm doing this, and most of the time I share them because I tend to chat. That inane chatter is actually a focusing device. So hot cross buns, I have pulled this because they're so damn yummy looking. So this I started with these decks last year, read them for the period of time that the pagan holiday allotted, and then would move to the next deck, following the calendar of the holidays. So now I'm coming back around full circle. So I didn't necessarily experience each card in each deck because there's just a limited amount of time, just a few weeks. So this one I do remember pulling. This is card 20, Hot Cross Buns. And on the card itself, it says, well, this is a fun way to start off our group read. This is not a warning, but a caution of what lingers. Ooh, I like that, because a warning might be of what is to come. I'm going to warn you about what's going to happen. So that's a future event. But a caution for what lingers. Lingering means for something that has stayed behind or an echo of. So it is something that's already happened that is still with us. And this is a caution. This is not a warning. don't worry about that. Don't worry about what's coming. But a caution for what lingers, what is still with you. If you are into cord cutting, what cord would you like to cut? And then when you determine that, really carefully focus on how would you like to cut it. Because, you want to make sure the scissors are sharp, that ritual is intact. The person that you're trusting to do it is definitely doing this for you. So you should probably do it yourself. Okay, I'm not going to talk about card cutting because I don't believe in it anyway. So let's go to card 20. So card 20, this could be a double card. I have a friend in the room who does double cards. She has 2 cards for like for birth. You can do it however you want. So this is actually a double. So a lot of times, I'm not making any sense. A lot of times I'll say, oh, this is card, let's say 25, and 2 plus 5 is 7. And in the major arcana of tarot, 7, key 7 is the chariot. And that brings a certain energy into the card I'm reading. So this is card 20. So this is going to be a little different. You can look at 20 as, I don't know what my camera is doing. I have a new camera. There's probably spirits around me that it's trying to focus in on. I'm going to go with that. And if it hones in on that jellyfish over there, I'm going to freak out. All right, what was I saying? 2 is the high priestess. But we can also look at card 20, which is judgment. So the whole high priestess and judgment together. Jesus, that's like looking at the world card and going, I have a single reading on this card. My first thought was the high priestess and judgment would be interstellars visiting our planet. And those of us inclined to use our abilities of the mind are going to be in for probably a smoother ride than those of us who are not. What an odd thought. Maybe interstellars are coming this week. All right, let's go. Card 20. God, what if they did come? I hope they're friendly. Okay. So the keywords for hot cross buns, we can try. I'm gonna go hot, hot cross buns. I know it's a little blurry. Keywords: good health, protection from evil. Oh, so if they're evil interstellars, we're good. And cycles of life. That's a little, hopefully, never mind. Hot cross buns may now be a common Easter tradition. And we're looking at Easter this Sunday. That's so perfect. Okay. Some of us are. I know it's happening. I don't sell them. Hot cross buns may now be a common Easter tradition, but have their roots in celebration of the goddess Eostre. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Eostre. Eostre, for which Easter is named. The 4 sections created by the cross represent both the 4 moon cycles and the 4 seasons, with the cross in the center representing rebirth after a long winter. Hot cross buns are also associated with good health and protection from illness. They store especially well, so a batch would always be kept to hang in the kitchen for protection and given to those who fell ill. Many believe the cross on top of the buns had holy powers and used them as a cure-all to treat most diseases. This card has appeared to urge you to make your health and spiritual protection a bigger priority. Supporting yourself by clearing and cleansing and establishing a protection ritual can go a long way towards managing stress and overwhelm. This card may also symbolize a need to be more mindful about some external influences currently surrounding you. Something or someone is directing energy towards you that may be causing you to experience emotions or thoughts that are not actually your own, or influencing you in negative ways that you are not yet aware of. Likewise, if you have asked about a person, then receiving this card is a sign to take caution in your interactions with them moving forward. If you have asked about whether or not you should move forward with an idea or opportunity, then consider taking additional time before making a choice. If possible, waiting at least a week before coming to a decision. And then we have a protection ritual back. So some of the cards offer little spells or rituals, and this is a ritual bath. Spiritual protection is important, as you can carry energies and emotions that do not belong to you. The longer you hold them, the more powerful they become. Bring a pot of water to a boil and add 1 cup of coconut water, 2 bay leaves, 1 tablespoon of sea salt, 1 tablespoon of dried basil, half a pomegranate, including the seeds, or 1 sliced red apple, and 1 handful of curry or banana leaves. Boil for 5 minutes, then lower the heat and cover. Simmer for a further 2 minutes, then strain the mixture and add it to your bath. Create an atmosphere in the bathroom. Light candles and incense and dim the lights if possible. Set your intentions such as sacred water spirit. Please cleanse me of all that does not belong to me and is not serving me. Send back all ill intents to the sender and take your time. Yay, that was nice. I wonder how long they were good for. Like, it's like the power of belief. If they believed eating bread was going to cure them and it did help, it's like that power of belief. There's something else I read too in the card, and I didn't comment at the time. It was right before the ritual bath, and I can't remember what it was. No, no. Okay, anyway. Yay! And then, so I came up here earlier. Oh, this one. And I came up here earlier, and I was like, I don't know what decks I'm gonna pull from for the group pulls. I used to lay them all out, and then I was like, let's just do this a little more organically. So let's just see. Now this is a new one. This one I got at Ollie's. OLLIEF. This is the Tree Magic Oracle deck. I went to Ollie's, the store in San Marcos, Texas, and it was actually New Braunfels, but it's right around down there. Not much else down there. Don't worry about it. You won't get lost. And I walk in, they got like 6 decks. I was like, damn. And then I go into the one over here where I was at Irving, Irving, Dallas area, and they didn't do anything. And I asked the lady, and she's like, yeah, as soon as I get tarot, they're gone. Oh wow, these are stuck. So this is one of the decks I got. Now they seem to have 2 of the decks that I got are from Cicio. I don't know if it's CICCIO, I think. No, CICO. That's the Cicio. It's CICO, but it's C. So how do you say that? English, man. Thank God I was really grateful I learned this language, because I don't think I could have learned it as a second language. It's just too fun. All right, forget it. Anyway, that publishing house seems, I was finding it at Ollie's. Point is that the caliber of cards you're getting is probably going to be is going to indicate the caliber of the publishing house. The publishing house is important. I'm comfortable with it. This is happening because of the press on the cards. This is not necessarily when they produce it. I don't believe, I could be wrong, but I've heard it's just when they compress the cards, they just really stick. It can, however, mess up your cards. These have a pretty good gloss on them, so they're doing okay. But I've had it before where it's just torn apart. Wow. So I wanted to read from this deck, and I still am. It should be on my shuffling cards video. Oh, you'd be good for that. Ooh, let's try this. Oh, and it's the Tree Magic Oracle by Gillian Kemp. Kemp. Why is that last name so? Kemp? Is that a politician? Kemp? Okay, this will help. Okay, we're good. All right, let's go. Okay. All right. We have the maple tree. Okay. My neighbors have a Japanese maple. Honey days that dreams are made of, sweeten all that is to follow. And it's card 50, the maple tree. And it says acclaim. And it's red cards, and there's a little squirrel. Acclaim. Maybe because the color is so bright, it's like their acclamation of no, that's not quite, that's not their word. To acclaim is to like to say to express for something. I acclaim I love Greg, or I acclaim I go to church. But it could be also I acclaim my desire for world peace. I don't know. I think I'm saying that right. Maybe I'm not using the word right. Let's see what the book says. Because I'm like, I get the colors, but what do you acclaim? Like, why would the maple tree? I'm not thinking about maple tree, so. Oh, I turned right to it. That's odd. The maple tree. Honors bestowed upon you will taste as sweet as maple syrup. Oh, a maple tree. Yeah, I guess I did maple syrup. I did know something. Ha ha. Honors bestowed upon you will taste as sweet as maple syrup from the sap of the maple tree. Your claim may be great or small, just like the large noble or dwarf maple that comprise its 180 different species. Maple seeds look like winged keys. Oh, I know what those are. That's their, oh, those things are everywhere. Those are the things that when they fall, they go like that, right? The twirlies, aren't they? Or not, maybe not. Google. Maple seeds look like winged keys. So it is predicted that you will find the key to success, as well as being able to unlock a mystery. Because we've pulled this card, saying new doors opening for you bring days as splendid in appearance as the maple tree's rich red, gold, orange, and yellow foliage of fall. An opportunity that is as easily cultivated as this tree may wing its way to you from afar, just as the maple keys seeds flutter naturally to the ground. Okay, I like it. It's not necessarily like a slam you over the head message, but I do like that I learned something about a maple tree. This to me feels like a little card I would pull. Like if I were a little stressed out, and I've seen readers throw cards down, they don't tell the parent what it is. I've done it too. Because sometimes it's just so fast in the reading, it's not really something I can nuance. But sometimes I pull cards just to give me a little comfort, and this is like a pretty little tree, and I like trees. And if you're like, I need to hug a fucking tree right now because this client is killing me, pull a tree card. Just take a little look at that. Kisses, and then we go back to the drawing. But seriously, when you're reading, read however you want. I definitely pull cards just for me sometimes. Um, always be careful with your decks. Let's fling it against the wall. All right. And then last week, or no, yeah, it was last week. Today's Monday. Last week we read this book. So we're gonna stay with green things and go with our houseplant card deck, which I think is a hoot. Got it at Ollie's. The houseplant card deck. And it's literally like it helps you choose what plant to put in your house. I'm like, I need it, it's cards. Because that's how my brain works. All right. Let's go ahead and I don't know, I'm moving them. Do I need to leave this? No. All right. I'm gonna take out the how to use your deck card and we're gonna look at the rest of the deck, which is an oversized deck. So sometimes shuffle a little differently. If the cards are simply too big, they're too unwieldy, then just go ahead. I put them on the ground if it's clean, or the couch, the bed, and just swirl them everywhere. They will. That's a great way to make it fun. You can do it every time. It doesn't have to be big cards. I just like doing that. And if you read reversal, it's excellent because you don't have to worry about your cards being in, and if they're upside down or not. I said that wrong. If you read reversals with your cards in a physically reversed position, then that's a good way for you to do it. I read reversals with my cards are never reversed. Or rarely. There are a couple decks I do it on. Um, that's because of the specific decks I use certain. I'm not knocking the cards. I'm actually just trying to straighten. Although it is adding like an energetic knock each time I do that, which is good. Okay, let's see what we got. Wait, is this upside down? Oh shit, is this supposed to? I don't understand. I don't really. Okay. All right. Okay. We got this one. So we got, oh, is it gonna be on the back? I get it. Got it. Oh, these are great, so I can show you. Plant Spotlight, the Hoya. Oh, it's a tenderly thing. It's the basics. It's an easy level of care. It requires bright light, potting mix for your soil, and for watering, keep evenly moist, just shy of dry in winter. Provide humidity when not in bloom. Skip the fertilizer in winter, use monthly otherwise, average to warm temperature, and the size, it will fit on your tabletop. So if you're looking for a tabletop plant that you can put in the bright light so you have near your window or something like that. I don't know anything about artificial lights. You need some potting mix, which you can already buy at the store, pre-mixed with the nutrients you'll need. You will need to get a pot and maybe a watering can or like a glass. Just have something like you drink from glasses so it can your plant. You don't have to spend money, right? Okay. But if you live in like a sauna, it might not be the best thing, you know. Okay. And it says wow, this one's these tropical vines, also known as wax plants or wax flowers, are easy to grow and fun to style. Their thick, waxy leaves come in many shapes and sizes, from the flat almond shapes of Hoya carnosa to the creamy fringes of Crimson Queen H. Carno Prince. Sorry. It's the Latin, there's me. Fringes of Crimson Queen H. carnosa, pictured on the reverse. I used a metal hoop form to guide the twining stems of the Hoya into the mound shape. To recreate the look, choose a trellis, firmly insert its base into the soil, and gently attach loose stems to the form with twist ties. Oopsies. So if you wanted a Hoya plant, something easy but will require you to maintain it, you will need to do things for it. Yeah, it doesn't require, it requires things, but it's more like if it's on a schedule, you're okay. You don't have to suddenly show up for the plan. It's not going to call you in the middle of the night with a panic attack. But you are still putting in the energy to care for another living being than yourself, because you're always putting in the energy to care for yourself. So yay, kudos to you. Sometimes I'll come try everything else. Oh, okay. I'm gonna pull one more of the ow, a second. I'm gonna pull the one oh, let's do moonology. All right, Yasmin Boland. She has just if you Google moonology, there's a lot. She has a lot in the suit. We'll leave it at that. I'm not even sure how many moonology. When Hay House, which is a publishing house, used to do their deck boxes. Oh my god, I did that for probably a year. I got so many. That's how I got most of my decks was from that. And then they cut it. They cut the program. I really wish they had. Anyway, this is how I got much of hers. Many of my Oracle decks, I didn't even start reading Oracle until I was getting those boxes. I was solely a tarot reader. Really glad I do read Oracle now. If you're on the fence, it's fun. I go for it. I was hardcore tarot. Okay, let's see. Moon and detriment. Cut your losses. We were talking about cord cutting in the beginning. If that's something you're into, yeah, take another look. All right, cut your losses. Turn right to it. What the hell, man? That's the second time. That's cut your losses. It would be absolutely lovely if life were nothing but rainbows and unicorns. But after a certain age, say around 7 years old, we start to realize that there is always going to be light and shade. Drawing this card suggests that right now you might be going through a little bit more shade than light. You're not at your best. And it could be that the situation you're inquiring about is taking its toll on you and your vitality. You have two choices at this point. Either you keep going in the same direction you've been heading in up to this point, or you do what it takes to cut your losses. In other words, is it possible for you to change tack now? Or are you absolutely committed to the actions you've been taking lately? You're not running on full power in this situation at the moment. So if you want to change that, you need to think about what it's going to take to strengthen your position. In your current situation, it's not easy to be spontaneous. And that can make everything feel rather tedious. Additional meanings for this card. What's happening isn't your fault. Are you being too self-conscious? Do you need to look on the bright side a little more? Life goes in cycles, and you need to accept that this is a moment to do the necessary emotional work. And then about this symbol, the moon is said to be in detriment in the sign of Capricorn. Capricorn is all about being strict and severe, and the moon is all about emotions. Together, they create tension. Ooh, I like that. I mean, it's kind of ooh, but yeah, cool deck. I like your decks. I do like your decks. I like when I said it, I wouldn't have gotten most of these decks. It's not to say I don't enjoy them now. All right, I just wasn't into Oracle. Okay, so guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Drink of water. Okay, we are going to do our individual reads. If you guys throw your digital hand out if you'd like a read, which it helps me with consent. So, okay, let me. You know what? We will do Oracle, and I always want to. These are my favorite decks. I'm gonna do one Oracle and one Tarot card. Okay. And this is in the group reads during the week, we do a no question read. So I'll do this intuitively. And this is really just because it takes me, I'm not a quick reader. So if I take questions, we'll figure it out, which I love. We do that on Thursdays, but, and also I'm trying to hone this. I see other readers who could read from a single card and I'm like, what the hell? I mean, I can, but it's like, oh, it's hard. You don't have to do that. You can do it however you want. You don't have to do anything in tarot. It's not like, oh, they know how to do that. I better learn that. No, do what you like. That's it. Okay, see what we got. So, all right. We have Clover. Release your guilt. I have pulled that before. I just get this kind of weird feeling with this card. Because there's this massive flame behind these two people. Massive, right? And I'm like, if that flame were really there, they're about to be engulfed. So release your release your guilt. It's consuming you, but if you're at the point of being consumed by something, I would say that it's probably beyond, it might be beyond, it might need a therapist. But that seems really heavy for just pulling a single card. So let's pretend that that fire isn't real. It is there. So if we feel like there's fire around us, but it's not there, we're still safe. Releasing your guilt is an outwash of emotion or water, and it will extinguish the flames of the fire. So even having a thunderous amount of emotion released at once, it's still healthier than being consumed by fire, is how I would read that card. And you don't necessarily need a therapist to have them. It's more like, I mean, I'd say get out your cards, but it's like really be honest. And you might be like, I don't feel bad about anything right now. I feel pretty good. I don't know. Let's see what Tara says. All right, Tara, help me clarify on Clover. Release your guilt. And what the hell is that fire? So sometimes I will be a little specific with the tarot. Yeah, I was just gonna pull a single card. Let's see if I can do that. Like in my head, I'm like, just pull three. You have the witch, the cozy witch, which is the Fool card. That's actually really promising. I would say that the release your guilt, it's not about something that like, it's about it hasn't been happening or hasn't been being done. It's release your guilt over what hasn't materialized. Oh, I didn't do that thing. And I told myself I would. Well, then you didn't. That's okay. Like literally you didn't do it. Can't change that. Don't worry about it. That's the cozy witch attitude. The Fool doesn't have a personality yet. It's meeting each of the major arcana on that path to develop what they will become. And they take aspects that they enjoy and they leave what they don't, but they're aware of all of the possibilities by meeting each of these archetypes. So you're at that blank canvas moment and you're surrounded by the fire of guilt. But that could just be something low key, like when you were 4 years old, you have this memory of breaking your brother's toy, something like silly like that you had guilt over. It doesn't matter, it's that you have guilt. So it could be just a moment to say, maybe you feel pretty good right now, there's not a lot of guilt, but maybe we could look at ways in the future when we do carry guilt of how to release the Ten of Wands, how do we release those wands? How do we feel better about ourselves? The cards could just be saying your life is fucking awesome, but when it's not, make sure you have ways to deal with it because you're gonna fucking crash if you don't. It's not always problematic of the present moment. It's truly this the potential of what you can be. The cards can show you how promising your life is. And when you figure out a way to be the fool in the guilt moments and you share that with others, possibly for a slight fee, that would be amazing. You can help yourself, possibly for a slight fee, in total seriousness. I always look at it like this, but you can share it with other people too. I mean, YouTube videos, you can put those up for free. And if you have an epiphany, just be like, guess what? And then that's like your only video, and then you get like 15 million views and shit happens. Then you get sponsors. That's your small fee. You're not charging the individual, you're gonna get sponsorship money. Something like that. I hope that resonated, and thank you for being here for your 2-card pull, but I'm very unfamiliar with that. Did you want to say something? Go ahead and go say something.
No, I love that. It resonated a lot. There's a specific situation that it resonates specifically to. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, good. Yeah, thank you. And thank you for your patience too, because that's for me. It's hard to pull from just the card. I don't see Steve's hand, but I always give him a reading. Did you want a reading, Steve? Or if not, it's full. I think we're full. I don't want to do it. I'm on this consent. Consent's important. I should be like, I might change my details to be like, if you show up, you can get a reading, and then I don't have to ask everybody. And okay, Steve. So Steve, I won't read for you. Okay, we're good. Okay, well, let me take the spotlight off me. Except okay, let me not have the spotlight on you as I'm still recording and I'm trying to get this. There we go. Thank you for your patience. I say that a lot. All right, I will stop